What books did I buy in October and November?
I'm just sitting here.
Hi everyone, I'm Mara Lee. Welcome to my channel, Book Omens. Today I thought I would do a book haul. This is for October and November. I said before on another video, I think it was my very first video, and I'm shameless, so I'll link it above. But yeah, I've said before that I like to get my books as cheaply as possible. I buy them from Book Outlet. I also go to used bookstores. It's just really fun for me, and I consider it a challenge to find books that I like for very cheap. So let's get started. First of all, November is my birthday month. So I got a lot of books for my birthday, and I'll show you what I got. The first book is Tom's Midnight Garden. This is by Philippa Pierce, and this little paperback copy is a 60th anniversary edition. I'd actually never heard of this book until just earlier this year. I can't believe I've never heard of it because it's something that sounds right up my alley. It involves a magical garden, and that's all I really needed to know. This was a birthday present. I have already read this book, Small Spaces, and I recently read Dead Voices that came out earlier last month, and I really like these books. And actually, this has a bonus in it. It's signed. I was not expecting it to be signed, so it's like an extra birthday present. I was very excited to see that this was signed. If you like creepy middle grade, these books are for you. I also found two Roald Dahl books, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. I'm a huge Roald Dahl fan. I love his work for children. I like how dark his children's work is ultimately, and just how, you know, the protagonists in his stories are going through things and adventures, and yeah, I have loved his work ever since I was a kid. Another book that I got is Terry Pratchett presents Miss Felicity Beadle's The World of Pooh. I don't know anything about this except that these are supposedly children's books that the character Vimes in his Discworld novels would have seen. There's a whole book series about these. Some of the names are
Melvin and the Enormous Boil, The War with the Snot Goblins, The Joy of Earwax.
I want to be checking out more of these books. They look hilarious. Look at the end pages. Very Pooh themed. It's disgusting and also funny at the same time. I am a fan of the movie Clueless, and so another birthday present I got were two short graphic comics, Clueless Senior Year, and then Clueless One Last Summer. I've already read Clueless Senior Year. It was actually really cute, and I enjoyed the time they took to do their research to continue the story, and there's even mixtapes with song suggestions involved, and it's just really cute all around. Two other birthday presents that I got were bind-ups of Pretty Little Liar books. Pretty Little Liar books are, well, they're ridiculous. If you know anything about the TV show, it's basically like soap opera drama. But that's why I like them, because they're ridiculous and funny. And these are teenage girls doing things that, you know, no person really ever ought to do. There's murder and intrigue and kidnapping and all kinds of stuff. But I got the first four books in the series bound. This one contains Pretty Little Liars and Flawless. And then this contains Perfect and Unbelievable. And I just look at these as like mindless fun to read when I am kind of in a reading slump. They're good for that because they're just really fast to read, and I consider them like a cotton candy type of read. There's no thought involved. You just read and you go along for the ride. I am surrounded by books. One YA book that I picked up was A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard. This involves a girl who is a selective mute and then a boy who is deaf, and that's all I really know about it. That's all I really want to know before I start reading it. But it looks like it is a contemporary with more of a serious note to it, and it just piqued my interest. Now, one thing I wanted to do on my birthday was go to my local used bookstore and check out their children's section for like middle grade books. I collect and really enjoy vintage middle grade books, like vintage Apple paperbacks or Scholastic books from that time, and they had a whole bunch there. So I had a great time seeing everything that was there. I got No Coins, Please by Gordon Korman. I just love the style of the book cover and the quirkiness of them. Fourth Grade Celebrity by Patricia Riley Giff. And then this book is actually from 1966. It's called Ghosts Who Went to School by Judith Spearing. And the first sentence on the back says, "What would you do if a ghost came to your class?" And then I also found a vintage edition of The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis. I am slowly collecting these book covers. Growing up, my dad had a box set of these, and I mean, he still has it, but this is the covers that I remember from when I was young, and so I've been collecting these. And then I got 3 children's books that involve dogs. I recently got a dog, so now I am all about dogs in literature, I suppose. This book is called The Trouble with Tuck. From reading, it's by Theodore Taylor. And then from reading the back of it, it's about a dog who is getting old and he's starting to go blind. And the little girl, Helen, wants to do all she can to help him through that. And then this little book called Santa Paws by Nicholas Edwards. It is about a little homeless dog, and I don't want any dogs to be homeless or any cats to be homeless. And then I found Sounder by William H. Armstrong. This is a Newbery Medal winner. I've never read it, and it's probably going to make me cry, but I thought I would give it a shot. 2 classic books I got at the used bookstore were Christine by Stephen King. This book has been on my radar for a little while now. I'm trying to read through several of Stephen King's earlier works, and I have never actually read this one, so I picked this up. And then I found The Red Badge of Courage. Again, I've never read this. It's a classic, and I thought I would give it a try. And lastly, I consider this book a gem. It is a find for me. If a book has like 1980s stuff on it, I don't know why. It just speaks to me nostalgia-wise. And so I picked up this book. It is called Two Guys Noticed Me and Other Miracles by Marjorie Charmette. If you look at the back, it has this logo on it that says, "Especially for Girls." I think I remember seeing this logo when I was a kid.
Here are the books about friendship and love. Books that know your feelings, books that dreams are made of. Especially for girls. Books for girls who love to make their dreams come true. Especially for girls.
I mean, I'm sure that I probably came across it at some point, but also inside, the end pages say "Especially for Girls." This is likely to be quite full of tropes and a bit of a problematic read because it involves girls fighting over a couple of guys, but I thought it would be really fun to read and see how full of 1980s nostalgia it could be. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I love a good book haul. Those are some of my favorite videos to watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week in a new video. Bye.